Pleasants County is launching a new sexual assault response team, bringing law enforcement, victim advocates, and the prosecutor's office together to better support survivors and strengthen investigations. Our Cassidy Fury attended the first meeting of this team and has more details.
SART, or SART, stands for Sexual Assault Response Team. It connects agencies across the county, from police to victim advocates to the court system, so everyone is working from the same plan with the victim at the center.
The goal of the team is to provide a victim-centered response to sexual assault incidents, to provide the victim all the services that they need, as well as make sure that the proper protocols are in place for law enforcement and the court team to prosecute the case should the victim decide to prosecute, to receive the best result possible.
The program also leans on local advocacy resources, helping survivors with everything from counseling to legal support and rebuilding after trauma.
West Virginia FRIS, which is our governing agency for our sexual assault programs, we had to create a safe plan for the county. And once Krista came on board as our new prosecutor, we started, kind of getting together and kind of planning this, and planning a big kickoff to start the program here in Pleasants County. We do a lot of cross-training so we can understand what each entity brings to the table and how we can better work together to create a fluid process for the victim.
For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office says SART adds another level of support and another opportunity to help victims feel confident coming forward.
The way times are now, a lot of people don't trust the police, so if we can have this in our back pocket to show them that we're here for the community, then that's the goal.
The team plans to keep building community partnerships and expanding training, so if a case happens here, the response is immediate, coordinated, and survivor-focused. In Pleasants County, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.